Ladies, lemme break something down that most folks ain't gon' tell you. A man don't walk away from a woman because she ain't pretty enough or fun enough. Nah. What really makes a man lose respect, what really starts killin' your value in his eyes, is how you carry yourself. It's certain habits, certain behaviors, certain ways you act like you need him to breathe, and he start looking at you different. A good man wants to protect, to lead, to grow with you, but you can push even a good one away if you let the wrong habits sneak into how you love. So let's get into the real. Let's talk about the 4 habits that destroy your value in a man's eyes. Ladies, I gotta keep it all the way real with you on this one. Some of y'all out here giving like you his mama, like you raising him instead of loving him. And I know why you do it. You got a big heart. You think if you love him a little harder, show up a little stronger, prove that you loyal to the bone, he gon' see your worth and treat you right. But lem tell you something that might hurt at first, but gon' heal you later. Over giving without boundaries is how you teach a man to stop respecting you. You cookin', cleanin', paying bills, drivin' across town, cancelin' your plans, stretchin' yourself emotionally, spiritually, financially, and you ain't even gettin' a thank you, let alone commitment. You think that man gon' wake up one day and say, "Wow, she's doing everything. I better step up." No, baby. What he's actually thinking is, I don't even have to try. She gone, be there no matter what. And the moment a man realizes he ain't gotta earn your love, that's the moment he stops valuing it. And this ain't about being mean or playing games. This about self-respect. 'Cause when you give too much too soon, without ever asking what he's given back, you train him to receive, not to reciprocate. You ever see a man get too comfortable? That's because some woman made it too easy for him to be lazy with her. She gave the world, and he just sat back like, cool. And by the time she realized it, she was running on empty, and he still hadn't lifted a finger. You think love means doing everything, but real love has balance. Real love has boundaries. And lem tell you, a woman who has boundaries, who says, "I love you, but I'm not about to pour from a dry cup," that's the kind of woman a man steps up for. Why? Because she respects herself. She don't overextend to prove her worth. She makes him meet her halfway. And that makes him see her as a queen, not a convenience. See, over-giving looks sweet on the surface, but deep down, it's fear-based. You scared if you don't do the most, he gon' leave. You think if you don't over-deliver, he gon' find someone else. But that mindset, that's what gets you used. Because now you given from a place of insecurity, not intention. You trying to earn love instead of receive it freely. And baby, love that has to be earned with constant sacrifice ain't love. It's emotional debt, and you'll never stop paying interest on it. And let me say this too. Some of y'all out here thinking if you do wifey things for a man who hasn't made you his wife, he gon' wake up and propose. That's not how this works. A man don't marry you because of what you do. He marries you because of how you make him feel. And guess what don't feel good to a man long term? Obligation. When everything is handed to him, and he ain't gotta earn none of it, He don't feel like a man. He feels like a boy being catered to. And eventually, he resents the very woman who spoiled him. So here's what you gotta do. You gotta step back. Ask yourself, am I giving more than I'm getting? And if the answer is yes, then it's time to reset the boundaries. Let him do for you. Let him invest. Let him work to keep your attention the same way you've been working to keep his. Because if he really cares, he gon' rise to meet you. But if he was just enjoying the ride, that distance you create, that's when the truth gon' show. You confuse a man by doing less, not out of spite, but out of self-worth. You show him, look, I'm not gone overfunction in this relationship while you underperform. I'm not auditioning to be loved. Either you value me or you lose me. That's when the game change. That's when he realizes he either steps up or he steps aside. And that shift, that's what keeps your value high. So baby, stop over giving. You ain't gotta prove you're enough. You already are. But when you start acting like it, when you give from a full cup instead of a fearful heart, that's when a man sees your real worth. And if he don't, then he was never man enough to have you in the first place. Let me talk to you right now like a father, like a big brother, like a man who done seen it all. One thing I see too many women do is hand their confidence over like it's a gift to a man who ain't even ready to receive it. You waitin' on his text just to feel good. You need him to compliment your looks just to believe you're beautiful. You need him to respond fast or else you start spinning. Baby, let me tell you something. The moment a man realizes you need his attention to breathe, that's the moment he start pulling back. It don't even matter how much he liked you at first. If he feels like you can't function emotionally without constant reassurance, it starts to drain him. At first he might respond, try to be there, but over time, it gets heavy. And I ain't saying that a man shouldn't show up and make you feel special. He should. But the responsibility for your self-worth, that ain't his to carry. That's yours. Men respect women who know who they are with or without them. When you got that glow that don't need validation, that self-love that don't ask for permission, that confidence that walks into a room and don't shrink. That's what keeps a man feeling like he's with a queen. But the minute he feel like he gotta hold you up just to keep you stable, it stops feeling like a relationship and starts feeling like emotional babysitting. Let me say this real clear. You are not needy for wanting love. But you become emotionally expensive when you depend on a man's attention to feel worthy. And here's the trap. When a man starts to pull away, the instinct is to cling harder. You send more texts. You question every silence. You ask if he still feels the same. And that pressure don't pull him closer. It pushes him further. Not because you're too emotional, but because you made him the source of your confidence instead of the addition to your peace. And it ain't just the words. It's the energy. You constantly asking where y'all stand. You needin' constant reminders he's into you. You readin' between the lines of every short message, every delayed reply, looking for signs. That's how you start playing yourself. 'Cause now, your whole mood depends on how he moves. If he texts you happy. If you don't, you doubt yourself. And baby, that's dangerous. You lettin' a man dictate your emotional thermostat, and he ain't even qualified to hold the remote. You know what really throws a man off? When you ain't pressed. When you appreciate the attention, but don't require it to feel full. When you can go about your day, focus on your goals, smile without a good morning text. That's when he starts wondering, damn, she really good on her own. And that respect, that admiration, that's what keeps him locked in. Not your need, but your wholeness. Now I get it. Maybe your past made you feel like you needed constant reassurance. Maybe somebody before him made you feel invisible. Maybe you gave everything and got nothing in return. But listen to me, that was them, not you. And this man, he don't owe you the healing you should have already started on your own. Don't bring wounds to a relationship that turn into rules. Heal him. Understand him. And build from power, not from pain. You want to keep your value high in a man's eyes. Then stop asking him to see you and start seeing yourself. Speak life into yourself. Get up, get dressed, walk past a mirror and say, damn, I'm that woman. Whether he say it or not, whether he calls or not, whether he sees it or not. Because once you stop needin' it from him, that's when he starts givin' it more. Ain't nothin' more attractive to a man than a woman who don't need him to feel valuable, but chooses to be with him anyway. You ain't gotta chase approval. You were already chosen by the Creator, by the universe, by your own reflection. But when you start actin' like it, that's when he sees your value too. And if he don't, then he just ain't the one. But your worth, that don't change ever. Now, baby girl, let me say this with love, but also with fire. Because some of y'all need to wake up. If you let a man disrespect you once, and you don't correct it, you just taught him that your boundaries are negotiable. And once a man knows he can cross a line with no consequence, he gon' test you again, and again, and again, until your self-worth ain't nothin' but a memory. See, men don't just watch what you say, they watch what you allow. You can post all the quotes about queen energy and self-respect, but if he lies to your face and you stay, if he disrespects your body and you go back, if he ghosts you and you respond like nothing happened, what you really said to him was, you can treat me any kind of way, I'm still gon' be here. And baby, that's how your value drops in his eyes. Let me give you a truth that'll sting now, but save you later. Love that costs you your dignity ain't love. If you have to accept less than you deserve just to keep a man in your life, that ain't love. That's fear disguised as loyalty. And too many women mistake attachment for affection. He don't check in. He talk to you crazy. He flirtin' with other women in your face, and you still call it love because you scared to start over. Nah, baby, that ain't love. That's a habit, a bad one. And the longer you keep it, the more you destroy your own value. See, here's what you need to understand about men. A real man tests limits not to be toxic, but to see what you'll accept. It's not always conscious, but deep down he's paying attention. Can I talk to her any kind of way and still get access to her body? Can I ignore her feelings and she'll still show up with dinner? Can I hurt her and she'll cry? but then she'll let me back in like nothing happened. If the answer to all of that is yes, guess what? He stops respecting you. Not because you're not worthy, but because you told him you didn't need respect to stay. Now, I know some of y'all stay because you see his potential. You say, he's not all bad, or he's just hurt, or he didn't mean it. And while that might be true, let me ask you this: what is it costing you to be patient with his pain? While you wait on him to grow up, are you shrinking? While you defend his intentions, are you neglecting your own needs? While you pray for him to become the man you deserve, are you forgetting that you already are the woman who deserves better? Let me tell you how a man really learns. It ain't through nagging. It ain't through tears. It's through consequences. The moment you walk away from disrespect, he gets the message loud and clear. I'm not the one to play with. And if he really cares, he gon' level up. If he don't, he gon' replace you with somebody he can mistreat. And you gon' thank God later that he's gone. But either way, you kept your value. Either way, you didn't fold for love. You stood up for it. You ever wonder why a man chases a woman who doesn't tolerate nonsense? Because discipline is attractive. Boundaries are powerful. When you say, I love you, but I love me more, that's when a man steps into his higher self. That's when he say, okay, she ain't like the rest. She got standards. I gotta come correct. But if you always bend, if you always forgive without change, if you always stay after the disrespect, he don't see you as strong. He sees you as stuck. So hear me loud, baby. Don't tolerate bad behavior in the name of love. Love ain't supposed to hurt. Love don't come with betrayal, gaslighting, manipulation, and silence. If it does, that ain't love. That's emotional damage dressed up in sweet words and broken promises. And you ain't gotta stay there. You can leave, grow, heal, and still find the love you want with someone who respects you from day one. You don't teach a man how to love you by sacrificing yourself. You teach him by standing tall in your standards. And if he can't rise to meet them, then baby, let him fall. But don't you go down with him. Let me sit you down like a daughter and tell you this straight. When you make a man your everything, you slowly become nothing in his eyes. You give up your routine, your friends, your goals, your joy, your peace, and now your whole world spins around him like he the sun. And let me tell you something, baby, no man alive knows what to do with that kind of pressure. He don't feel honored. He feels smothered. And slowly but surely, he stops valuing you because you stop valuing yourself. See, when a man meets you, he's drawn to the woman who's got her own rhythm, the one who's got dreams, a schedule, a full life. He falls for the way you light up a room, the way you laugh with your girls, the way you handle your business. But what too many women do is once that man enters the picture, they drop everything else and make him the main character. And here's what happens. He starts wondering where that vibrant, whole woman went, the one who had her own life before he showed up, the one who didn't need him to complete her, but just wanted him to compliment her. You cookin' his meals, cleanin' his place, followin' up on his every move, worried about where he at, who he with, how he feelin'. And meanwhile, your dreams sittin' on the shelf, collectin' dust. Your girl's textin' you, but you ain't got time. Your gym membership expired. Your journal empty. Your energy drained. And for what? For a man who ain't even given you that same energy back. You ain't in love, baby, you in orbit, and he the planet you circlin' around hopin' to feel needed. Let me tell you what that does to your value. A man starts to see you as too available, too willing, too invested, especially when he hasn't earned that level of devotion. He starts pulling back, testing how far you'll go to keep him happy, and you bend more, you chase more, you adjust more, and in the process, you disappear, not physically, but emotionally, spiritually, mentally. The woman you used to be starts fading, and he sees it. And the more you revolve around him, the more he forgets why he wanted you in the first place. Men respect a woman who got her own thing going. She's kind, she's loyal, she loves deeply, but she got balance. She don't ditch her life for love. She adds love to a life already full, and that's what keeps a man engaged. That's what makes him chase, because he sees she's got standards. He sees she ain't about to let love make her lose herself. You want to confuse a man who thought he was your world. Step back and start treating him like a part of your world, not the whole damn thing. Go back to your goals. Start that business. Call your friends. Get back in the gym. Wake up early and pray. Go to brunch. Laugh. Live. Because when he sees that you're centered in yourself, not in him, that's when the respect returns. That's when the value shoots back up. That's when he realizes, she don't need me to feel complete. I gotta earn my space in her world. And listen, you ain't doing this to be petty. You doing this because your life matters. Your purpose matters. Your identity matters. A relationship should add to you, not erase you. And if you keep shrinking yourself to make space for a man who ain't filling you up, you gone look in the mirror one day and not even recognize the woman you've become. That's why you gotta stop making him your center. Because the minute you do, your life starts spinning out of control, and your value starts dropping without you even seeing it. Let a man see you living fully. Let him witness your joy without him. Let him admire your discipline, your creativity, your passion. Let him fall in love with the real you, not the version you became just to keep him around. Because when he realizes you'll still be good with, or without him, that's when he knows he's dealing with a woman of substance. And that's the kind of woman a real man don't ever wanna lose. So, baby, don't give up your whole life for a relationship. Keep your center strong. Keep your crown straight. Because the man who's meant for you, he won't want to be your whole world. He'll want to build a bigger one right beside you.